Michael, you were just talking about Terry Cook here.
Well, David was afraid to hold that thing down. I would get, look at it. See, I would guess it's loose. You know, he's afraid to tuck it to the bottom. Then it did kick loose on him. So he felt that thing wasn't up under him. Let it slide up the hill a little bit, and it still almost spun out.
As a driver, can you forget how hard these tires are? I mean, most of the times when you come in, you get a pit stop, you get fresh fuel, you get fresh tires, you think, okay, it's going to stick to the track. I can go out there and just floor it.
Now, they've been on this track for 2 days. They know how hard these tires are. They know where they have to back off. Here's Mark Martin has lost a position to Mike Skinner. We wondered if he was going to be able to run with Kyle Busch. You can see, watch Mark Martin. I'll guarantee he's going to back off in the middle of the straightaway and let Mike Skinner go, because he doesn't have as good a truck right now as he needs, and he knows Mike Skinner's truck's better.
That's patience and being a veteran.
It's also just being smart. You know, he didn't have any need to be messing with Mike right now. He knows what he needs to do to get that truck better. He needs a pit stop's what he needs, and he needs to adjust on it in order to make it where he can run with the 51. Right now, he can't run with the 51. He can't even outrun the 5, so he just fell back a little bit until he can figure out exactly what he needs to do to get better.
Kyle Busch putting some distance between himself and Mike Skinner. Here's a great battle. Aaron Crocker on the outside of Rick Crawford.
The 25 of Boston Reed right there. Whoa.
A lot of sparks
Got
there.
a little bit loose on the inside of Aaron Crocker. Was able to maintain control.
It'd be nice to see Boston have a good run. He's had some bad luck.
Sure has.
Things have just gone wrong right in his lap on him. And it looks like after squeaking in and qualifying, now he's been able to get competitive, and he's got that Red Rocks Cafe truck up to the top 15 and going after Aaron, who started on the outside pole.
But Aaron's done a very credible job here. She maintains a top 15 position right here. Had a great qualifier, maintained a top 10 for a long time early in this race.
There goes Boston Reed, just in front of Bobby Hamilton Jr. in that Fastenal Dodge.
Rick Woodard's Dodge truck right there having a good run. There goes Dennis Setzer by Bobby Hamilton Jr.
Setzer really looked like he was charging past him.
Yeah, Bobby Hamilton Jr. is being shown right now 3 laps down, so he's not going to get in anyone's way. Just going to try to ride this thing out, get as many points as he can. We certainly want to say hello to Bobby Sr. back home.
Watching this race.
Maybe the first race that Bobby Sr. has ever missed that he's been a part of, whether a driver, owner, or whatever. We miss him.
Most definitely. Prayers and thoughts are with Bobby Hamilton.
Bobby Hamilton's a special person, and I think you could tell by the way Timothy Peters spoke of him earlier today, how he's touched that young man's life. And Bobby's just a guy that loves to race cars, and everybody's hearts are a little heavy right now, hoping he'll be back at Mansfield or before too much longer, so we can see his face again. We're going to go over to Concord Mills.
I was going to say Craftsman for a Cure on Tuesday night.
A lot of memorabilia, auctions, drivers signing autographs, everybody turning out to support Bobby and that wonderful cause.
And fans can race against some of the drivers, right?
They can. I keep getting beat by 12-year-olds. We're doing this yard man deal where you go drive a simulator.
Yep.
I've been to 10 of them. 10 times I ran second to an 11-year-old or a 12-year-old.
Well, Bobby Hamilton Jr. struggling this evening in that Fastenal Dodge, but not struggling. Kyle Busch looking as strong as ever, looking to defend his race win from a year ago. Now a Ford looking awful strong as well. Terry Cook coming up on Todd Bodine.
New style chassis in that Ford truck.
Ford Racing Development chassis. That's the first one that's ever run a race. And really, Terry Cook was good in practice. He said he had a good truck. They felt very, very confident. Dennis Conner, his crew chief, said right before qualifying they thought they had an excellent truck, and they do. He finished second this race last year, looking for a win.
Well, if he follows Todd Bodine, I think he's got a pretty good route to the front.
Wow, that's impressive what Todd Bodine's done in short order, coming from the back to the top 5. But Terry's all over him right now, Phil.
He sure is.
We look off of the tailgate of Todd Bodine back at Terry Cook. Now, is this a time when Todd Bodine should be moving out of the way and letting Terry Cook by? Because Terry Cook looks like he's a little bit faster than Todd right now.
I don't think Todd's really holding him up that much right now. I think if Terry will get up underneath Mark or Todd or whatever, maybe try to get him loose, then Todd's going to back off. Krista, what's going on with Terry?
On that last stop, Terry Cook took 4 tires. He came in 5th and went out 7th. They made a slight air pressure adjustment, but they have been very good. The truck has really been coming in. They were tight center in before that stop. They're hoping that air pressure adjustment helps, but they have been very happy with that new chassis. You talked about that new Ford Research chassis. They tested that in Chicago this week. They've been very happy with it so far tonight.
Not all the teams able to test, but they did have a test session yesterday. Kyle Busch actually put his favorite truck in the wall yesterday during testing, but he's out front of this one. Welcome back to the Quaker Steak and Loop 200, presented on speed by Dodge. While we were away, a few position changes in the top 5. Mike Skinner dropped the spot to Mark Martin, so Mark Martin now up into 2nd.
Mark's been coming. You know, he kind of slipped at the start, but he began to gain on Mike, and there he is.
He at least can see Kyle Busch now, so he has something to shoot for.
There's our leader right there, Kyle Busch. He's got about a 2-second lead right now on Mark Martin. Mark had the quickest lap that time around the racetrack, at about a half a second faster than Kyle Busch, but Kyle's in traffic, so it's not really indicative of how fast his truck is.
There's Kelly Sutton. Talked earlier in the race, her sponsorship deal's coming to the end. She's been running really good. It'd be nice to see her get hooked back up.
Oh, Jack Sprague back on pit road.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a
24 laps down right now.
Oh my.
Something inside the distributor sounded like maybe was the problem on that truck.
8th, 9th, and 10th right here. David Rudeman just in front of Eric Almirola and Ted Musgrave.
I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed with the job Eric Almirola's done. We saw him spin out qualifying. He went back around, got a pretty decent qualifying effort in on tires that he spun on, and apparently started the race on that same set of tires, and he's run his way up into the top 10 and been here from the very start, or early on in the action.
Well, he talked about the tires being hard. They must be pretty hard for him to do all that.
There's a 9 of Ted Musgrave, the Team ASC Toyota. He's being shown in the 10th position right there.
This is 4th and 5th. Ron Hornaday, Todd Bodine.
Good to see Hornaday back up to speed, Phil. That truck struggled this year. It had a whole new setup, a whole new outlook when they came to Lowe's this weekend, and it appears that Ron can still drive. A lot of times the guy gets the kind of gets it thrown off on him, you know, he's getting old or whatever. Yeah. Ron's still hammered down.
Michael, I walked by his truck in the garage area yesterday, and Wally Rogers was there, who was his crew chief last year on this truck, who is now the crew chief for Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, and Ron when he runs that Busch car. Gene Need, Ted Musgrave, championship-winning crew chief, who now works for Bernie Lamar out of Kevin Harvick's stable. He was there working on the truck yesterday. Today I saw Todd Barrier over there, his next Kevin Harvick's Nextel Cup crew chief, working on that truck. It's been a group effort, and this is by far Ron's best outing this year.
Guys, we tried to do this earlier. Let's do the speed top 10 drop back.
The more I go, the looser I get. That is what Kyle Busch got on the radio and said. He said the entry into the corners, though, is okay. But Mark Martin is coming. Mark Martin went up on the track bar on that last stop, made a 4-tire change. He was very quick off pit road. Not as quick as Busch, but he is definitely coming.
Krista, whenever I asked Jeff Hensley, the crew chief for Mike Skinner, will you go a gas and go only on your next pit stop? He said, absolutely not. We're going to put tires on that thing. Absolutely, they're going to be putting tires on it. So then we'll see Ron Hornaday. Is he going to go with tires or gas and go? They haven't decided yet, but they raised the track bar on the last pit stop to try to loosen him up a little. And as you said, Phil, all those guys working on that have made this 33 much faster. Krista?
Well, where in the world did Todd Bodine come from? Remember, he had to make an early stop on lap 6 because his truck was so loose. Well, on that last stop, when all the leaders came in, they just took fuel. They are riding on very old tires, but remember, these tires are not really falling off. So Todd Bodine is working his way up through into the top 5. Terry Cook needs grip. That's what he just got on the radio and said. They made that air pressure adjustment to fix the tight condition. Now they need some grip from those tires.
Johnny Benson on the move, heading towards the front. Now, at the top of the show, I told you that Benson has finished in second place 4 different times in his career. But right now, Johnny Benson not in the top 5 yet, but working his way back that direction. Krista?
Yeah, but David Rudiman is right there. David Rudiman running almost identical lap times as Johnny Benson. He was actually a couple of tenths quicker on that lap. David Rudiman has been tight, but he's fighting that condition. Ray.
Good run for Eric Almirola tonight in that Spears Chevrolet. Now, Wayne Spears and Connie, his wife, are here at the track tonight, and they are making their 272nd start in this series. Believe that or not, they've only missed one race ever in this series at Richmond in 1997. Next week when we go to Mansfield, they will set a brand new record for consecutive starts in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Ted Musgrave running in the top 10. He's actually 10th right now on the racetrack. He's had top 5s in each race this season. Musgrave trying to work his way to the front. They raised the track bar on the last stop. He was a little bit tight. They're trying to fix it for him now.
And that was your speed top 10 drop back. Kyle Busch still holding on to the top spot as we've completed 80 of the 134 laps scheduled for this event. Welcome back to the Quaker Steak and Lube 200, presented on speed by Dodge. Kelly Sutton spinning, bringing out our third caution of the night.
This will get everybody in their window. They will be able to stop on this caution flag, make it the rest of the way. We won't have to worry about whether Richie Waters has field strength. If he doesn't stop now, that's going to be a problem.
They're all going to stop.
I got a flat. You want me to come in now? Yeah, go ahead. Come on in.
Take a look back at what happened. She was on the inside of another truck. The truck got loose. She lost air off the spoiler. It might have been Joey Miller in the 12 truck. She did a good job maintaining control and getting it down on the apron and keeping it straight.
She's living dangerously today, Phil. That was the second time she spun out at Charlotte and didn't hit anything. You don't see that every day.
And pretty much the same spot.
She finally let off the brakes and her wheels were cut hard to the right, and then the truck took off to the right, and then she had to lock them up again to keep from sliding out in front of everybody.
We heard her talking about a flat tire, so
cost her a couple of laps, but it gave Chad McCumbee in that number 06 truck, who was running along in the 19th spot. He's going to slide back on the lead lap thanks to the fact that he's the Aaron's sales and lease ownership lucky dog.
Hey, you know, he had a great run at St. Louis, our last race out. He finished 11th, just outside the top 10. Great effort by Chad McCumbee and his group.
Talked about this being the ideal time now for the field to come down pit road.
Yeah, they'll all pit, Rick. Every lead lap truck will pit now, and they're done pitting.
And you are making that your call.
Based on what I know.
A lot, which is a lot.
I echo that, Michael.
It will be Kyle Busch in front of this field who will make the determination, and he won't even let people guess on this one. Mark Martin follows him down pit road, so it's Kyle Busch, Mark Martin, Todd Bodine, your top 3. Krista.
Mark Martin needs to tighten his truck up just a bit. He has asked for a round down on the right rear. Kyle Busch brings his truck in. He says he's loose on the start, but he's very happy with it. They're putting tires on. Also the 30 in Todd Bodine, he definitely needs tires. Remember, he did not take them on that last stop. Ray.
For Mike Skinner, Krista, they're going to raise the track bar and also take a little bit of wedge out. They're trying to free this thing up for him a little bit. He comes off of the racetrack in 4th position. You see both adjustments going on. Goose Berger makes that track bar adjustment. They come around to do the left side. Will Skinner be able to get out first? No, absolutely not. The 51 holds his position. Then it's Mark Martin. A good gain for Terry Cook. And Mike Skinner is going to get out about 5th or 6th as they race off pit road.
Little slow stop for Mike Skinner there, about a 20-second pit stop, and that'll lose you some positions every time.
About 5 or 6 that time.
So Mike Skinner getting it done on the racetrack, but having problems on pit road.